Yes, the boys. What's happening? How's it going? It's your boy Usman. I'm going to share a video today. I'm talking about how I disagree with Hamza. In fact, how I think Hamza was wrong about something. Okay? Hamza was wrong, boys. Hamza was wrong. Do you get me? If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. But I've been watching his videos and I saw a recent one that suggested that I do a video just like this. So this isn't a hateful video. This is not that. This is me simply disagreeing with something that Hamza has said. And in fact, adding to it. Okay, so what is this disagreement I have with Hamza? I'll tell you in a minute. But first and foremost, let us just address that. And if you're watching this, Hamza, I want to say thank you, bro, because you're doing amazing things. And your content has definitely assisted me. It's reminded me of so much. And you're providing this opportunity for us to rise up, baby. So thanks, man. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, like, thank you for putting in all the hard work. I mean it. Jeez. Putting in all that hard work, especially when you haven't felt like it. So, what is the disagreement that I have with Hamza that I'm going to share with you today? Here it is. The 5 principles of Adonis. He spoke about these in a video a couple weeks ago I saw, and I found it very informative. But here's the thing, I disagree, bro. I disagree. I don't think there are 5 principles of Adonis. I'm saying there's 7. I'm saying there's 7. So from the top of my head, and don't roast me too hard if I don't get these spot on, but let's see what we've got. We've got discipline. We've got patience. We've got humility, we've got sacrifice, and we've got honor. Okay? Now, if you want to know more about those, of course, go and watch Hamza's video on the 5 principles of Adonis. This video is going to be on, oh baby, the extra 2. So I don't think that there's 5, I believe that there's 7. Do you want to know what the other 2 are? And this is something that I've seen as I watch many of Hamza's videos. And I actually mean this. I'm not just making the video because he said to. I'm making this video because it's a genuine thing that could be added to his worldview. Okay, so how should I do this video? Shall I speak to you, Hamza, bro? Or should I speak to all you brothers that are watching this? Let me just freestyle it and see what happens. The first of the extra principles of Adonis, the 6th that I'm going to share with you today, is compassion. Yo, come on, Hamza. What do you reckon? Compassion. Compassion says, I understand you. Compassion says, I understand you. I understand the pain that you're feeling right now. I understand it. And so when I speak to you, I'm going to speak as though I understand that. I'm going to speak to you in a way that acknowledges that if it was the past me watching that video, the Jeffrey me, the Chad me watching that video, it would touch my heart as opposed to making me feel smaller. And I think sometimes, Hamza, when you're doing your videos, you're speaking, you're in the flow, you know, you're on your journey, man. You're ascending, you're evolving. But this is one of the potential dark spots, the blind spots that comes with this whole personal development journey. And that is lacking compassion. Lacking compassion. In other words, hey, you're still a Jeffrey, then F you, this, that, whatever. You know, let me just insult you. Whereas really, what's the truth of the matter? The Jeffrey is in pain. Every Jeffrey, and when we're being Jeffrey, we're in pain, we're in suffering. It doesn't feel good to be him. It doesn't feel good to be like that. And it doesn't feel good to be stuck in a situation like that. So on my journey, I found it very helpful to be more compassionate. And there's totally a time when I was not so compassionate, okay? So on my personal development journey, it started with weightlifting, running on a treadmill, and just getting into my body out of the head. And at the time, I was so insecure. I was about 15. I was in school. I just felt so weak. I felt like nothing. I felt like I didn't matter. I felt like I couldn't do anything with my body, with my ability. I was super insecure around women. And so I started training in the gym. And yeah, you're totally right, Hamza, discipline. Wow, it really changed everything for me. But here's the problem. After that, I became a Chad. And when I was a Chad, I was so aggressive to the people below me. I was so aggressive to those that hadn't yet discovered the art of discipline. And so to people who were still making silly mistakes, silly decisions, silly choices, I'd be looking down on them like that. Ugh. Yeah, I'd be insulting them, judging them. This is the word, judge. Now, why does it matter? If you're watching this and you're usually watching Hamza's videos, this might be out of your depth. This might go too deep for you. So let's see if you can handle this, if you can follow me. Judgment. On my journey, what I've come to understand, and as a meditation teacher, yoga teacher, here's how I understand this. If I judge you, it is only because I still judge the previous version of myself. Now, when I was a kid, when I was about 15 years old and I started training, I was really self-judgmental. Even through the years, to 22, 23, so self-judgmental. Talking to myself in a very criticizing way, insulting way. Come on, you little... I don't want to swear too much on this channel or at all, but I'd be really aggressive with myself. I'd be hating on myself. I'd be beating myself up on every failure, every mistake. I wouldn't let myself get away with it. Oh, baby. I'd be attacking myself verbally. So, do you attack yourself verbally? Hamza, do you still attack yourself verbally? Here's the thing, you made a video saying that you want to have children, but you're scared that you're going to mess them up. If you keep on judging Jeffries and your old previous self for being that way back then yes, you'll totally traumatize your kids, man. You'll totally traumatize them because you'll speak to them like you've been speaking to yourself. You'll speak to them like you've been speaking in here to you, okay? Or to that younger version of you. So there's love and compassion that Adonis would have for his previous self because he understands, Adonis understands that he didn't know. And that kid was in pain. And there's so many people that are in pain and they want to find a way out, but they struggle. And talking to them like this, boom, boom, boom. Get up, get moving. Stop eating. Stop being lazy. This doesn't work for some people. For some of us, this just makes us go in even more. That's the kind of person I was. That's the kind of person I was. So compassion, a bit of softness, a bit of love, a bit more of an I understand your pain, bro. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. If you're watching this video and you're stuck in a cycle, you're stuck in many cycles, waking up, masturbating, eating sugar, smoking weed, I can promise you, you're going to be okay, right? But you got to exercise compassion with yourself. There's got to be some love involved because ultimately this is an act of love. If you change and you change to create a better life for yourself, this is an act of love, not just for you, but for all the people that you're going to impact as well. So compassion, we can speak more on compassion if you want. Leave a comment if you want to know more about compassion, but I'll be honest with you. I had a very deep experience where I forgave myself. Deep, deep, deep meditative experience with a lot of emotional release. Whew. Trust me, guys, this stuff's got to come out of us. It's got to come out. So many guys kill themselves because there's stuff in there that wants to come out and they don't feel safe to let it out anywhere. And so it is part of my mission to create a safe space for us to share the darkness that's inside of us, the pain that's inside of us, the tears, the anger, whatever it is. We got to feel safe to express that, okay? So it's been a journey of mine to get more and more comfortable expressing my emotions. And I'm not telling you to be all soft. I'm not telling you to be too or overly feminine here. I'm just saying compassion. Just understand. Just understand. And you can't relate to your past self if you're disconnected from him. So stay connected to your story, stay connected to your history, stay connected to where you've been, where you've come from. Because what happens is, a lot of us embark on the personal development journey, we forget where we've been. We forget where we've been. We forget where we came from. We forget the struggle. We're 2 months in to training at the gym. That fat, lazy guy is a guy in the past, and now we're judging other fat, lazy people. Seriously? You've only been on the game for a couple months or weeks and you're judging other people? This is loser mentality. I'm not calling you a loser, Hamza. I'm saying if there's people watching this video, you're just starting on your journey, you start making positive changes, and then you start insulting and judging anyone else that's still in that dark. This is a losing path for you, okay? For the reason that you'll still talk to yourself like a piece of crap, and you'll still potentially traumatize your children by talking to them like a piece of crap. Okay, kids don't understand all of this man stuff, masculine, feminine. They don't understand it. The babies, they don't understand it. They just take in that language, and so they start, oh yeah, I am a piece of crap. So compassion is the first one. And what is the second? This is something that I want to, man, I feel like this is coming to you, Hamza. Again, if you're watching this video, I feel like it's coming, and you're going to see this, that I was right, okay? That Usman was right. Hamza was wrong. What's the seventh? Faith. Adonis has faith. He understands that the divine, this universe was created by a force that we can't even put words onto. Okay? We can't even put words onto it. Chad believes that the sun is God. Chad believes that the sun is God. If he even believes in anything, he either believes that it's only science or that the sun is God. Okay? He believes in no God or that the sun is God. And I'm going to say they're both silly, because the sun isn't the top of the hierarchy, okay? And I'm a mathematician. I went to university, I studied maths, theoretical physics. I got that scientific mind. I'm able to connect dots in a way that says, you know what? There's no other explanation other than, I'm not going to use the word, this is the confusing one. We could say the word God, but I'm going to use the word Allah. And this is because I'm connecting back to Islam. Okay, so Allah, but really, what are the titles of Allah? We've got some titles like the most merciful, like the most gracious, like the most forgiving, like the most high. Okay, the most high. This is what faith is. It's to have faith and trust that the Most High will take care of it, that the Most High loves us always, that the Most High is always forgiving us, is going to forgive us for the nonsense that we've done. So, bro, you've done some messed up stuff. You've blown that load in all kinds of women, all kinds of tissues, on all kinds of screens. But know this, that the Most High is the most merciful. And for those of us that want to get on the right path, I'm telling you, the path starts aligning for us in a way that is so divine that we can't make sense of it. You can't fathom the order. And that's what spirituality really points to. That's what this idea of God is really pointing to, is a level of order that we cannot comprehend. Now, if you're watching the red pill content, you might see that a lot of these red pill men, Elliot Hulse is one of them. He inspired me to go back to religion because he was talking a lot about Orthodox Christianity, connecting back to God and order, and this is masculine. And so one of the byproducts of the effeminate world that we're living in, the blue pill world, is that God got kicked out of school. We kicked God out of school, guys. We kicked God out of school. We kicked God out of our lives. We stopped praying if we ever did. When I was 18, I stopped praying. Why? Because I started meditating. Now, meditation gave me more peace than prayer ever gave me. I'll be honest with you. But that's because my prayers were empty. I was praying because I had to, not because I wanted to. And I was praying in a way that's very different to how I pray now. Man prays with man is musical when he prays now. I'm musical. In Islam, there's something called tajweed. And tajweed is how we recite the words of the Quran, the words of our prayers. We recite them with a melody. Okay, we recite them with a beautiful melody. If you just search beautiful recitation of Al-Fatiha, the opening Al-Fatiha, Fatiha, beautiful recitation. Get that on YouTube and listen to that, and wow. Now, as a yoga teacher, I'm familiar with these deeper things like sound healing, like healing our bodies from the inside out with sound. This is next level. And if you're just stuck in that scientific paradigm, you might miss the fact that there's such beauty, magic, and wonder right in front of us that's been spoken about for thousands of years by ancient people. And the only reason why we're not using that stuff today and why we've bastardized ourselves from religion and from these deep spiritual truths is because we're worshipping science. Now, here's the problem is, if we're worshipping science, we wait for someone with a white coat to tell us that something is factual or true. We're waiting for them guys to get the evidence together. But dudes, the conventional Western scientists are extremely biased, and they're looking for what they want to find. They're not looking for the truth and the absolute truth and the objective truth. They're not looking for that. They're looking for what they want to find. So it's very biased. And so if you're following them and you're one of these guys, oh, this statistic or that statistic, which I've never been into the stats. If you're one of those guys, though, then the chances are you wait for someone else to give you permission to believe in something. Pfft, Adonis does not do that. Because that means that you're following customary beliefs. You're just following the crowd. That's what you're doing. You're just following the crowd. That is not Adonis. That is not the higher nature, as I would call it. That is not an integrated masculine man. A yin-yang man. A balanced man. An awakened man. Yeah? An integrated man. A strong, developed, I can keep saying all kinds of different adjectives. Man. He doesn't just follow the crowd. He doesn't just say, oh, okay, you come out with these stats. Okay, well, I believe it. Nah, mate. At least that's not what I do. I don't do that. Because there's some things that we can't measure. And there's some things that haven't been discovered yet in the West. Things that have been discovered a long time ago in the East. Whether that be through the Indian yogic channel, the yin-yang Chinese, Japanese channel, Oriental channel, the Abrahamic, Quranic, biblical, or Tauric channel. Okay, this is ancient stuff. And so they're onto it. I reckon they're onto it. No questions asked. Or I mean, plenty of questions asked. Ask the questions, question it all, but be open to the absolute truth. And that's what I did. I went away from Islam for 10 years. I went away from it for 10 years. If you asked me if I would have been praying in the Islamic way again, I would have told you I'd be the last person to do it, bro. Trust me. I'd say I'd be the last person to do it. You'd never find me doing that again, I'd say. Why? Because I was so deep into meditation and this new age spirituality and saying that the universe is the one, source, yeah, whatever. And Fairs, you know, if that word means really the one, the origin, then cool, it's synonymous. The words are right there in Islam through the titles of Allah, the Most High, the Most Forgiving, the Most Merciful. So dude, again, if you've been up to some nonsense, if you've been treating yourself like garbage, if you've been masturbating all your sperm away, if you've been sexing all your self-respect away, if you've been spending all your worth away, if you've been indulging in all kinds of lower nature stuff, the Most High is always all forgiving for those especially who are wanting to get on the right path. So I'm not telling you to turn Muslim, I'm not telling you to turn Christian. I'm coming back to Islam because that's the religion I was born into. What was the religion you were born into? What is your father's religion? This is a huge thing in the red pill. This is a huge thing. Elliot Hulse, thank you, man. He said atone with the father. So part of that is reconnecting. If we want to be masculine men, if we want to be integrated men, atone with the father and forgive the mother. So atoning with the father, what does that mean? One aspect is respecting him, and another aspect is connecting back to his religion. So Hamza, I think there's loads of work that you can do, that you've still got to do when it comes to the relationship with you and your father, bro. And that's a tough one, man, because my dad was super mean as well. But I forgave him, man. I forgave him, bro. All of that stuff, like you said, I'm grateful for it, man. It made me who I am today. I'm grateful for it. Alhamdulillah, man. It's such a blessing that we can turn our dark stories and nightmares into dreams and beautiful stories of victory and triumph. So atone with the father, and this means reconnect to your father's religion. Reconnect to your father's religion. Why? Because one of the reasons why you're against religion is most probably because you hate your father. Do you get me? You had a hatred towards your father and he had a religion, maybe. I'm not saying this was the case. But if that was the case and he had a religion, then you start hating everything to do with that religion because he's into it. So, there are 7 principles of Adonis. 7, not 5. Hamza was wrong. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother Hamza, for creating this opportunity, man. And I hope that you've watched this video. I hope you've watched it. I hope you've taken something from it, man. It would be an honor to be giving you something useful to take on board. Compassion, it just means simple. I understand you. I wrote some lyrics one time. It says, compassion comes when we realize that pain connects us all. Compassion comes when we realize that pain connects us all. Yeah? So there's a pain that connects every one of us. Oh, especially us guys who've been Jeffreys and Chads. There's that pain of being inadequate, of feeling like a piece of nothing, of feeling weak, of feeling overwhelmed and insecure around women. Yeah? There's compassion to be had. And faith. Faith in the order that is so beyond human comprehension that no matter how intelligent we are, we're dumb. How intelligent we think we are as human beings. Oh, the microscope and the quantum formulas and all of that. Nah, mate. We are dumb, ultimately, as single human beings, interconnected on a whole level. Whew, infinite intelligence. It's a whole other story. But singularly, and as our human selves in this body, we ain't as smart as we think we are. In fact, some of us are too smart for our own good. We know all the answers and we don't want to implement the knowledge. That's exactly how I was and how I've been. I've had all the answers, theoretically, on how to change and how to quit weed and how to this and how to that. But I wasn't doing it. I just wanted the knowledge. Oh, more knowledge, more knowledge. Do you get me? So, that's it. That's it for this video. Much love. If you had the attention span to watch through, I congratulate you. If you enjoyed it, hit subscribe, baby. Like, comment, share the video, okay? Let's get these channels blasting up. Why? Because there's work to be done and there's plenty of perspective to be shared. And man, Hamza, I hope you're watching this. I keep saying it, but if you are, I'm going to say this. When you made that video the other day, you said something that said, there's plenty of room at the top and you don't want to be there alone. I swear I almost cried. Because man's had this imposter syndrome for a long time. And I've seen your videos and I've seen you sharing so much that I would share too, that I have been sharing, but my channel didn't pick up until now. And I felt that inadequacy, insecurity. And then for you to say that, come and join me, make videos, make a channel like mine, for you to just do that instead of the opposite, which is usually the case of don't ride my wave. It meant so much. I really mean that, man. I meant it felt deep. I felt it deep into my heart, man. I feel it right now. It felt like permission. It felt like sharing, man. Like you were actually sharing. This is beautiful, bro. Much love to you, my man. May you be well on your path. May all of us find triumph and victory on our paths. We're in this together, aren't we? Okay? So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hamza was wrong. It is what it is. We're in this together. And I hope that you've taken the essence of this video. I hope you've taken something that's useful. Much love. I'm just rambling here as I finish the video. So make sure you do all of that subscribe business. And we boost these channels. Peace out. Salute. Oh, and I'll check out with my little quote, shall I? I'm trying to figure out how I should say this. I'll say, do the thing that you're avoiding. Face the thing that you're avoiding. Face it. Okay? Face it. Face the thing that you're avoiding, baby. Eat that frog. Eat tons of frogs. Let's go.